Welcome into today's 820 episode, your daily urgency meeting, your 500 seconds of guidance towards your own personal self-discovery of resilience. Today's topic: ask, don't expect. Ask, do not expect. To me, there's nothing of value that comes from expecting or expectations of yourself or of others. That thing called expecting and expectations always will leave you disappointed. Why even expend your precious energy on something, someone, nothing you can control with your expectations? I've heard people that would contend that we all have expectations. I must continue to vehemently reject and not accept that supposition or conclusion. This is just for me. I could be that outlier, that weird guy that talks about resilience and leadership as some tangible model that you can apply to everything, which is how I do observe stuff. But that part, I really cannot put that into practice for myself. If it works for you, certainly, congratulations. Please write your book, write your thesis, put your podcast out there, and enjoy your dog and your cat. I'm sure they will obey your expectations. I'm half joking with that, but certainly, if that works for you, please, if that's your voice, that's your drive, please put it out there so we can see. So maybe for me, you're one customer, I will buy your book and listen to your podcast about how those refined and directed expectations are of value to you and have worked for you. I did for many years subscribe to that notion, though. I even included that part, that process called expectation, in the original version of the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. Back in the day, before the book was officially done, the main centering model for life in the earlier renditions of the book was this: observation, expectation, and communication. I had a whole chapter on each part of that main model back then: observation, expectation, and communication. But on my 55th review and rewriting and editing of that book, as I was going through the last read to make sure it was published ready, it dawned on me right then about the non-value add of expectation. I cannot reason or find a reason to have expectation in the story. The examples, like honest, successful examples of how expectations actually worked for me. I could not find one example not replete with disappointment or necessary rework of the effort that included expectations. So when I rewrote the entire book without that formally thought essential part, the book flowed a lot smoother and logical in terms of my intent to deliver my perspective on resilience and the overarching process to do it. I asked myself about what served as essential. Remember those curious, original, genuine questions that have the answer in it? I asked myself what served as essential and what did not to perfect the messages book. But pardon me, but expectation did make that 56 cut of the book, or my logic in terms of usefulness. I can certainly ask someone for something. I can ask you for something. But you, in this case, or the other person, retains those two main options from my ask. To say yes or no. But in contrast, if I expect someone to provide something from what I ask, I have prepositioned the entire conversation for disaster. Taking that scenario a bit further, I probably would not have requested and expected anything other than a yes from that person. Remember, if I go in with an expectation, I don't expect you to say no. I really want you to say yes and give me what I'm thinking that I want. Not need, but what I want. And then when I go forth with that expectation, and when that person says yes or says no, boom, automatic disappointment. But a genuine, sincere ask provides both parties with honest options to respond and to continue forward without unnecessary stress or anxiety of an expectation unfulfilled, of reliance on fear and ego unsatisfied. But to just ask requires no more than your own foundation of the courage to request assistance or support when you need it. When you need it, and not when you want it. And to know if anyone outside of you cannot satisfy your ask, make sure of this. Make sure that you have asked of yourself first and of your higher inner power for that request first. Just consider that. Before you have formulated that genuine, original, sincere ask of something from someone outside of you, make sure you have exhausted that possibility of you fulfilling that ask first. If so, and true on all sides of that ask, refer to your defined desire and drive. Do you even need that ask? Or was it really just a want? Ask, then action, no more expectation. Thank you once again. As always, stay present, please. Stay current, please. And always remember, it's always